Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So recently I went through and I kind of just did a really quick how to clean your watercolor palette video. And I think it turned out alright. However, ever since I've had the itch to go deeper and get my watercolor palette as clean as I can get it. And yeah, it could use just a little bit of work. So I'm going to work on that in this video, and feel free to go ahead and grab your watercolor palette and clean yours while I clean mine. Let's get into it. Alright, so if you missed it in my last video, all you need to clean a watercolor palette is a paintbrush, some tissue, some water, and if you want a rag or something to just keep your brushes nice and dry when you're not using them. Alright, so let's dive into cleaning this guy. Alright, so opening up the water here. You can even use like a spray bottle or something else if you would rather do that. I just like to use this method because it really helps me to get into all the little nooks and crannies of my watercolor palette. So I'm going to start with like the main sections, and then we're going to get into like the nitty-gritty sections, like the colors in here. So let's just start. So I'm grabbing my water and just applying it to all the dried paint here. I find this to be nice and kind of therapeutic when I just maybe am not in the mood to paint or something. This really gets me excited for painting again, which is really quite perfect because you're motivated to paint and you have a clean slate to start on. Ignore my hand in the way there. Alright, this side looks good. Grabbing our tissue. I like to kind of put it in a nice little point like so I can get in all the little nooks and crannies, especially the corners. Normally the first take through won't get all of it, which is normal. Alright, looking good. So I might go through and clean it up some more, but like I said, just focusing on the larger sections of paint, like the red here. Taking the same tissue. You might need more tissue by the end of this, but trying to use the same one so I don't waste extra tissue. Alright, so for the most part, that's like the bulk or like the main areas of our palette that we're going to be cleaning. So now we're going to get into like the nitty-gritty stuff. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, if I can, pop out my little sections here. And if you can't do that with your watercolor palette, that's fine. You just want to take a smaller paintbrush, kind of like this one, and you're just going to go about it the same way we did these larger sections. You're just going to go in there and you're going to wipe it down, add some water to it to reactivate it, and then wipe it down with your tissue. But if I can pop these out, that'll make it a little bit easier for me. Almost got that one. Come on. There we go. So this will allow me to clean the actual like pigment container, but it will also allow me to clean like underneath it and around it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that paintbrush like I just showed you, and we're gonna go ahead and clean. I'm gonna clean probably the inside first, and then we'll get into the actual, like the color there. So just taking my time. This is also an opportunity to get some of the dust off. Most of it should come off when you use the tissue. All right. Just gonna use my tissue and dry that up. If you don't feel like you can get it completely dry, you can always leave it overnight or something like that so it can dry that way as well. So there's our first one. It's nice and clean. And then I would clean this as well, but this one is in pretty good condition. I don't think I need to clean this one, but some of my other ones you would need to clean. And just if you need to clean, like let's say the color itself got a little bit muddied up, like, well, this is a good example. This one is supposed to be yellow, but it's like all covered in green. So I'm gonna show you how to clean that as well. So all you're gonna do to clean this is you're going to kind of act as if you're painting. You're gonna grab some water and you're just gonna activate this whole section, like so. Just as if you were picking up this paint to put on your paper. You need to do this a couple times, it's totally all right. You can see I kind of picked up a little bit of dust or something there as well. It's normal. This might take a couple of takes through, but you're just gonna take that paint and wipe it off. Grab some more water and do it again until your color is the color that you want it to be, or the original color. Forgot to mention, but if you guys would like to purchase this set of watercolors for yourself, I will have a link down in the video description. There is no pressure to purchase it if you don't actually want it or won't use it or anything like that. But if you are already interested, then hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier for you to find it. Alright, and you can see that's already coming along really nicely. It's pretty much the original color. You can see there's a little bit of dust in there. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. There's a tiny bit in there. Maybe I'll zoom in, we'll see. So, yeah. For the dust, you're just gonna keep going with it until you get all the dust off. There is something hanging from this paintbrush. It's a really cheap, like, no brand paintbrush, so I'm not expecting the highest of results from it. Alright, so it's gonna keep going. Trying to get all the dust off, as well as the colors that we don't want on it. Alright, then we're gonna clean around the edges for when we put it back into its slot here. So there's already some water in here from when we cleared up the color, so we don't need to add too much there. I'm just gonna go through and slowly clean it up. Just take your time and kind of enjoy the process. I mean, it's really a very simple process, and you just keep repeating it until it's as clean as you want it. So I might only show like this one and the brown one that I did, and then speed up the rest for you guys so you don't have to sit here and wait for me to go all through these. But then you can still enjoy the nice, crisp, clean end results that we're working so hard for here. My arm's getting tired, and I'm probably gonna call that good. So there you have it. A very nice, clean palette. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I think you guys will enjoy this video next. I will see you over there, and until next time, God bless.